On this day in history, January 29th, the Rashidun Caliphate, the first Islamic caliphate, concluded on January 29, 661, following the assassination of its fourth caliph, Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali was fatally struck by a poisoned sword while at prayer in Kufa, modern-day Iraq. His death led to the rise of the Umayyad Caliphate under Muawiyah I, who moved the capital to Damascus, marking a significant shift in Islamic leadership. William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet is believed to have been first performed on January 29, 1595. The play shares the poetic, lyrical style of Shakespeare's other works from the mid-1590s, such as Love's Labour's Lost and A Midsummer Night's Dream. The title page of the 1597 edition describes it as an excellent conceited tragedy, often with great applause plaid publiquely. During the War of the Sixth Coalition, the Battle of Brienne took place on January 29, 1814, where Russian and Prussian forces were defeated by Napoleon's French army. This battle was part of Napoleon's campaign to defend France against the advancing coalition armies. In 1834, President Andrew Jackson ordered the first use of U.S. troops to suppress a labor dispute. This action set a precedent for federal intervention in labor conflicts, highlighting the tensions between labor movements and government authorities during that period. On January 29, 1886, Karl Benz received a patent for the Benz Patent-Motorwagen in Karlsruhe, Germany. This vehicle is considered the world's first automobile powered by an internal combustion engine, marking a significant milestone in automotive history. In response to increasing violence and protests, Tsar Nicholas II of Russia implemented reforms in 1905 aimed at improving conditions for workers. Despite these efforts, the changes were insufficient to quell the unrest, leading to continued disorder throughout Russia in the following months. Republican Charles Curtis of Kansas made history in 1907 by becoming the first Native American to serve as a U.S. Senator. Curtis, of Kaw, Osage, and Potawatomi ancestry, later became the 31st Vice President of the United States under President Herbert Hoover. At the 1924 Chamonix Winter Olympics, the Swiss team, consisting of Dennis Vaucher, Alfred Aufdenblatten, Antoine Jullin, and Alphonse Jullin, won the military patrol event. This event is considered a precursor to the modern biathlon. The USS Missouri, the last battleship commissioned by the U.S. Navy, was launched in 1944. It later became the site of Japan's surrender during World War II, marking the end of the conflict. On January 29, 1964, a high school basketball game in Louisiana ended with a record-setting score of 211-29, marking one of the most lopsided victories in the sport's history. On January 29, 1982, Wayne Garland, baseball's first millionaire free agent, was waived by the Cleveland Indians. His career had been marred by injuries, leading to this decision by the team. In 1985, Oxford University refused to award Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher an honorary degree. This decision was seen as a rebuke of her education policies. The Battle of Khafji, the first major ground engagement of the Gulf War, began in 1991. Iraqi forces captured the Saudi Arabian city of Khafji, but coalition forces retook the city after intense fighting. On January 29, 1996, the musical Cats held its 6,138th performance in London, surpassing A Chorus Line as the longest-running musical at that time. In 1996, French President Jacques Chirac announced that France would cease nuclear testing following international outcry over tests conducted in the Pacific. In his 2002 State of the Union address, U.S. President George W. Bush described Iraq, Iran, and North Korea as an axis of evil, accusing them of sponsoring terrorism and seeking weapons of mass destruction. American snowboarder Shaun White achieved the first-ever perfect score of 100 in the Superpipe event at the Winter X Games in 2012, showcasing his dominance in the sport. On January 29, 2014, Cristiano Ronaldo became the first non-Spanish player to captain Real Madrid, marking his 500th appearance for the club. On January 29, 2018, David Beckham officially launched Inter Miami CF, a Major League Soccer MLS team based in Florida. Beckham had secured the option to buy an MLS expansion team as part of his contract when he joined LA Galaxy in 2007. The club began playing in the MLS in 2020, with its name reflecting Miami's international culture and vibrant identity. On January 29, 2024, a Hong Kong court ordered the liquidation of Evergrande, the Chinese property giant, burdened with over $300 billion in debt. The company had struggled with its liabilities, causing significant ripples in the global property and financial markets. This event highlighted the vulnerabilities in China's heavily indebted